Last night, she abruptly resigned as the host of the show. And to say that I'm quite sad about it is an
Molly Qerim's sudden departure from ESPN shocked everyone. That morning, she hosted First Take like any other day, confident and professional. But just a few hours later, her Instagram story announced she was leaving the show after 10 years. Her message was heartfelt and emotional, thanking her co-hosts and the fans who supported her every morning. It felt like the end of a big chapter. Fans were surprised, and even Stephen A. Smith, usually strong and outspoken, reacted with real emotion. This unexpected exit quickly became the main topic in the sports media world, with many wondering what really happened behind the scenes. Molly Qerim's exit from First Take didn't go as planned. She admitted in her post that the news came out earlier than she intended, hinting someone leaked it before she could share it herself. Just hours before she could announce it, Sports Business Journal had already reported she was leaving ESPN by the end of 2025. This unexpected leak forced her to rush what was meant to be a carefully planned farewell. It was especially shocking for fans who had just watched her host the show that very morning, doing her usual job flawlessly. Soon after, ESPN released a formal statement praising her years of work, but without revealing much. The next day, viewers were surprised to see Stephen A. Smith alone on the set, visibly emotional, something rarely seen from him, showing how deeply Molly's sudden departure had impacted everyone.
She's hosted First Take for 10 years and elevated the show with her grace, her expertise, incomparable kindness. She's been an enormous part of our success for a decade. Not only did she keep me and many others in line, she did it with dignity, class, and kindness, to say the least.
The moment felt heavy, and viewers could sense it through their screens. This wasn't the usual loud, fiery Stephen A. Smith known for heated sports debates. Instead, it was a man coming to terms with the end of a long professional partnership. Molly Qerim, whom he often referred to as his work wife, had been by his side for nearly a decade as First Take became ESPN's top morning show. His emotional tribute on air showed how much her departure affected him. But that was only the start. Later on his SiriusXM radio show, away from ESPN's strict limits, Stephen A. opened up even more, hinting at deeper, more complicated things going on behind the scenes that fans hadn't been told.
Molly announced last night she will be departing from ESPN.
The word abruptly caught everyone's attention. It made it clear this wasn't a smooth, planned goodbye. Molly Qerim's departure wasn't a slow transition or a contract ending in December. It was immediate, sudden, and unexpected. Stephen A. Smith, speaking on his radio show, shared his honest feelings, without giving away too much. He admitted he was shocked and blindsided, saying he never saw it coming. The show they had built together into a huge success, with over 500,000 viewers every morning, was now missing a major piece. He said he was deeply saddened, calling Molly not just a co-worker, but a true friend, someone he had relied on, and who had leaned on him too, during the high-pressure grind of daily live TV. But then, Smith hinted at something deeper. He suggested behind-the-scenes contract issues may have caused the sudden exit, though he didn't go into detail. Those few vague comments were enough to spark endless online speculation about what really happened.
We'll miss her and wish her every blessing on her future. I personally am grateful to her for her friendship.
Stephen A. Smith confirmed what many had suspected: there had been ongoing contract negotiations between Molly Qerim and ESPN. The network didn't want to lose her and had made offers, but the deal never came together. Something about the terms didn't sit right, and Molly made the tough choice to walk away from both a steady paycheck and the security of a major TV job. Smith hinted he knew more but chose not to share, saying, "That's her story to tell." That one line said a lot without saying much at all. Clearly, something deeper had happened behind the scenes. Fans quickly picked up on this and social media exploded with theories. Some mourned the loss of a host they admired for her professionalism and calm presence. Others dove into speculation, wondering if contract disputes, salary gaps, or power struggles between Smith and Qerim played a role. The hashtag #FirstTake trended everywhere as people picked apart Smith's tribute, reading between every word and pause for hidden meaning.
Molly is a friend. Molly is a co-worker. Molly is somebody that I have leaned on many occasions in the past, as she has done when it comes to...
The story of Molly Qerim's sudden exit was just beginning, but it had already gripped the sports media world in a rare way. To understand the full impact of her departure, you have to look back at her journey on First Take a decade-long run that shaped the show into what it is today. When she became the permanent host in September 2015, following Carrie Champion's exit, she entered an already well-established dynamic between Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. It wasn't an easy spot to step into, but Molly didn't just blend in, she elevated the show. Her strong journalism background and calm, professional presence brought balance to Smith's fiery energy, keeping debates sharp but controlled. The real turning point came in 2016 when Skip left the show. With Smith taking center stage, it was Molly who kept the format grounded, managing guest analysts and keeping the debates focused. Over the years, she became the steady hand behind First Takes success, making her abrupt departure all the more shocking and significant.
We've been partners on the show for the last 10 years, and a lot of times some of these things happen and it's just uncomfortable to see. The details, quite frankly, are none of y'all business.
The numbers made it clear. First Take thrived with Molly Qerim and Stephen A. Smith at the helm. During the pandemic, viewership jumped by over 50%, with the show regularly pulling in more than 500,000 viewers each morning, solidifying its spot as ESPN's top morning program. A big part of that success was due to Molly's ability to steer the show with calm authority. She managed strong personalities, kept the debates on track, and added just the right amount of humor and relatability to keep viewers engaged. Even those who weren't hardcore sports fans, their chemistry on screen became iconic. Fans loved the playful banter, the quick back and forths, and the rare but revealing tense moments that gave a peek into the pressure behind the scenes. There were countless viral clips, from Molly trying to get Stephen A. to shut his laptop during the NBA Finals, and him refusing on live TV, to her covering her face in amused frustration over his wild takes or endless side hustles. Together, they struck a balance that made First Take more than just a debate show. It became must-watch TV. Despite how solid their on-air partnership looked, trouble had been building behind the scenes. The first real sign came from months of quiet contract negotiations leading up to Molly Qerim's sudden exit. According to insiders and former ESPN staff, Qerim had been asking for a raise, one that matched her major role in First Takes success and brought her closer to what other top ESPN personalities were making. That's where things got complicated. Stephen A. Smith had just signed a huge contract extension in 2025, reportedly earning over $10 million a year, making him one of the highest-paid names in sports media. His deal reflected his star power and wide presence across ESPN. But Qerim's much smaller paycheck raised questions about fairness, value, and the unequal dynamics behind one of ESPN's most successful shows.
There was a contract negotiation that was going on. ESPN certainly did not want to lose her, but in the end, she made a decision to walk away from the show effective immediately.
But what about Molly Qerim, the one who held First Take together every day? While Stephen A. Smith earned the spotlight and a massive salary, it was Qerim who kept the show balanced, structured, and watchable. Reports indicated she was making around $1 to $1.5 million a year, respectable, but a fraction of Smith's reported $10 million salary for the same program. Former ESPN analyst Marcellus Wiley weighed in on the issue, saying Qerim had every right to feel undervalued. He argued that the pay gap pointed to a larger problem of inequality in sports media, where roles like Qerim's, vital but less flashy, are often overlooked. Wiley didn't believe it was just about the money. He suggested it was also about respect, about being recognized for the steady, essential work that made First Take a success. He even went further, hinting that the professional relationship between Qerim and Smith may not have been as solid off-camera as it appeared on-screen. While their chemistry was part of what made the show so engaging, Wiley implied that behind the scenes, tensions may have been simmering for some time. This theory gained momentum when people compared the tone of Stephen A. Smith's emotional tribute to Molly Qerim's more distant farewell. While Smith called her his work wife and openly shared his sadness, Qerim's statement was notably broad, thanking brilliant, passionate voices without ever mentioning Smith by name, despite sitting beside him for 10 years. That contrast fueled speculation about deeper issues behind the scenes. Insiders suggested Qerim may have expected Smith to advocate for her during contract talks, using his influence to push for a raise or better terms. But that support, it seems, may not have come. There were also rumors of creative differences and long-standing frustrations. Some former ESPN staff believed Qerim didn't just want to be the moderator anymore, she wanted her own platform, her own show where she could lead instead of supporting someone else's spotlight. But reportedly, ESPN wasn't offering her that opportunity, at least not in a way she found fair or appealing. Then came the timeline twist. Qerim's contract wasn't set to end until late 2025, so the original plan was for her to stay on through the year. ESPN President Burke Magnus even confirmed that a more gradual transition had been in the works. But that all changed when Sports Business Journal leaked the story early. Suddenly, Qerim had to announce her departure ahead of schedule, and instead of a smooth farewell, she was gone from first take immediately, losing control of how her own story would be told. ESPN president Burke Magnus admitted the sudden shift wasn't the original plan. In an interview with The Athletic he said, "While we knew we were going to make a change, her deal ran through the end of the year, we were more focused on that timeline." But the early leak forced Molly Qerim's hand, cutting short any chance for a proper on-air goodbye. Viewers were left with only Stephen A. Smith's emotional solo tribute, while Qerim herself never got the chance to speak directly to the audience. That silence created an uncomfortable void, one quickly filled with speculation and conspiracy theories about what really happened. In the days that followed, reports surfaced suggesting that Qerim had been approached by Fox Sports with a $2 million per year offer, this time potentially for a lead role, not just a moderator seat. Other rumors pointed to interest from streaming giants like Amazon Prime Video and Netflix, both of which are aggressively expanding into sports content. Clearly, Qerim's market value was higher than what ESPN had been willing to offer, justifying her decision to walk away from the comfort of a big network job to explore new, more rewarding opportunities. Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith found himself in a complicated position. On one hand, he was visibly emotional and spoke highly of Qerim as both a colleague and friend. But on the other hand, he remained the biggest winner in the first take system, a star with a $10 million contract, whose prominence may have contributed to Qerim feeling underpaid, underappreciated, and sidelined. It was a dynamic that raised hard questions about power, loyalty, and equality, both on the set of first take and within the wider sports media landscape.